evidence enough, it's all Lou's fault. He read from the book. That's what happens. The best part was watching you guys with this whole first story. Was just oh my god. Excellent. The only thing scarier than that clip is going to be what happens to me if I don't get some audience questions in here. So let's open it up to the floor right back here in the middle. We already have a line right there. Oh my god.
Can we also add more can we add more house lights?
Yeah, so house lights. Little house lights so we can see.
Oh dear God, that's too much.
Speaking of scary, check out this guy. Go ahead.
Hello. My name is Captain Comic-Con. Nice to meet you all. My question is for Bruce Campbell.
Yes, Captain Comic-Con. What can I answer for you in your bizarro world?
My question for you is, I know we're probably not going to see you in this one, but...
How do you know? Have you seen it? There's only one way to find out, sir. You think I'm in it?
Is there a possibility of seeing you in this or any of the later new Evil Deads?
Yes. Yes, Captain Comic-Con, there's a chance.
In my dreams.
Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Comic-Con.
And here comes the Queen of Comic-Con, right up next. Your Majesty.
Hello, my name's Kendra, and I was asking for Bruce.
Kendra, who are you today?
I am Wick from the Devil's Carnival.
Oh, so silly that I didn't notice that. You certainly are, aren't you?
Okay, from your work on the original Evil Dead series to now, what would be your favorite part of the original, specifically Army of Darkness, and today's movie?
You're asking me for my favorite part, but you're saying I have to address it in terms of Army of Darkness.
No.
You want it both ways, don't you, lady? My favorite part of making these movies? Jane, what was your favorite part of making these movies? When it ended? You say that like there was a favorite part. Very glad that you like these movies. Captain Comic-Con would like to speak with you. The point is that, they're very difficult to make physically, but for some reason, a movie that's easy to make, I feel, is hard to watch. So I think the audience knows when the people involved are actually kind of working for a living and working hard. And usually these movies push it a little harder than the average movie. The actors work a little harder. The director works a little harder, and hopefully, it seems like you folks tend to appreciate that. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hi, my name's Jeremy, and my question is for Bruce. What was it like coming back as a producer and reliving the carnage?
What about the carnage?
Reliving it.
Do I what?
What was it like reliving the carnage?
What was it like reliving the carnage? What was it like watching other actors go through the carnage? Absolutely fantastic. I saw the first picture of Jane was sent from New Zealand, and she was in a tube top. She had a little bald cap on, and they were pouring the blue shit over her head to make the very first mold. She doesn't know this, but me and Sam and Rob passed this photo around each other going, she's in soup. Sorry, Jane, we really care about you a lot. It's great to see her in the suit.
Oh my God!
That's smart.
Yes.
That's smart.
Hi. I just wanted to know, when you guys sat down to do this, what looks to be an amazingly horrific, violent rendition of a favorite film, what did you decide was the most important, elements that you had to keep? What was the heart and soul of the Evil Dead, franchise and movies?
Betty, as a fan?
Well, I think we decided not to, put ourselves any rules. It was all about having no rules. There was nothing that was going to be too much. Nothing was going to be too outrageous. Nothing was going to be too bloody. It had to be completely over the top and like something you've never seen before. Because when I've seen the original film, that was the experience I got out of it when I watched the original Evil Dead. I thought when I thought the scene was over, it was just beginning, right? That was the whole idea of the original film. I think that's what we're trying to do in this one too. You know, when you think it's just gonna, it's not gonna get any worse, it's just beginning. I mean, that scene you just saw, that's quite early in the movie.
It's like one of the first.
Things get worse every moment, and that's quite early in the story, so imagine what it gets, right? So that was kind of the spirit of the original that we want to bring back.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hey guys, my name is Derek. I'm a huge Evil Dead fan, obviously that's why I'm here. I just wanted to ask Fetty, what was the hardest part of the production? What particularly gave you a really hard time? Practical effects, anything?
Everything is hard about when you make it this kind of movies. Nothing is a walk in the park. I think definitely the decision of doing everything practical was something that when I said it during pre-production, you know what? I don't want to hear the word CGI on this set. When I said that, it sounded like fun. Then when I was shooting it, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? But it was great. I think it really paid off in the story. So that was definitely the hardest part. There were some shots in this film that took an entire day just to do one shot, because after you cut somebody's arm, it's hard to glue it back together and do another shot. So it takes a lot of time. So that was the hardest part, definitely. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, this message is for Mr. Campbell. Over the years, you have demonstrated your quick wit, and many more have talked about your incredibly good looks. My question then is horror going to be your new genre as opposed to comedic, and are you going to be making any more films that way?
Well, you're making what kind of film?
Is your genre going to change to horror films as opposed to being comedic as it has been in the past? Or are you going to be making any more films that way?
Well, ma'am, as an actor, we look for any role that is significant and important. So that's what I look for, whether it's a comedic role or a horrific role or a horrific comedic role. Mostly just the role.
Thank you.
My heart, your back.
Oh my God, I can't.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
And it helped a lot putting that hat back on.
My question is for Jane. Big fan of Suburgatory. My wife makes me DVR it. So. But anyway, my question was, what drove you to do this role? Because obviously all the other stuff you've done has been completely different, fun size and Suburgatory. So what drew you to this?
I think the very first thing that I thought of was that attracted me to it was just that it was the diametric opposite to Suburgatory and to other comedies that I had worked on. And I was also really curious about the horror genre in general. I'm not a fan, but I get really scared easily and I don't see horror films that much, but there's something really compelling about them, and obviously people like them a lot. And I read the script and it's the horror of all horror films, so if I was going to be a part of it, this one was definitely the one I wanted to do. And also, I get to play a lot of different characters in this movie.
And in Suburgatory, they will be burying her alive.
What's up, man?
How's it going? Bruce, huge fan of all your work, but this is for everyone. Since Evil Dead's such a cult classic, how intimidated were you to remake it?
Let's go. Let's start with Lou and go down.
It was no pressure.
Says the guy that read the Book of the Dead.
I loved it since I was a kid, and honestly, I didn't think that we could screw it up because it was written so well. I thought Rodo and Fetty did such a good job with it. People sounded like they were talking to each other. They created sincere drama out of what was plot holes. Like, why are they at the cabin? Well, they answer that in this one. And
look at Bruce's face.
So I just thought it was a real movie, and now it's even more than that. Now it's an experience. It's like a roller coaster ride. It doesn't let you off until you can't breathe and you're dying. That's how I felt anyway.
Charlotte?
Great answer. I think, I felt like if I thought about the pressure, because there's an immense amount of pressure, and I think this fan base is probably one of the most loyal sort of die-hard fan bases. I probably would have crumbled. So I tried to ignore it best I could, just trust in Fede and Bruce, and trust that they were going to sort of lead us in the right direction.
I wasn't at all familiar with the movies before we shot, and I'm actually grateful for that because I didn't have that pressure going in. I didn't feel it as much. And Bruce and Sam were amazing. They sent us all an email before just telling us to do our own thing, and that they supported us wholeheartedly in what we were doing. And so I never felt that.
Jane?
Yeah, it was Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi's, and Rob Tappard's idea to remake this movie. So if they wanted to do that, I thought that there must be a pretty good reason, and I trusted them.
For me, well, yeah, definitely. But I think the moment we find the right story for the movie, I was confident that people were going to like it. But also, you have to, I don't know, from my point of view, I saw Sam announcing he was going to remake it at some point. My friends and I myself were all big Evil Dead fans, and when we heard that news, we were so pissed. I can't explain. I was like, how come they're going to do it? Like, some Hollywood dude is going to grab this movie and going to turn it into
You're that dude.
And then suddenly, you're the dude. Like 2 years later, Sammy's asking me, will you do it for me? And I'm like, oh. And then I was like, you know what? Yes. Dude, I'm cool, because I know my friends. I know what the movie they want to see. My friends are all big Sam Raimi and Evil Dead fans. So I know myself, I know my friends, I know what kind of movie they want to see. This very violent, non-CGI, straightforward, crazy movie. So if I do it, I'm cool with the idea. So in that moment, I was so happy with it that it gave me the chance to do it. Otherwise, somebody else could have run it, right? So that was kind of my point of view. I was happy that I was doing it, not just somebody else somewhere.
All right. Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Eric. I just wanted to ask Mr. Bruce Campbell what he thought about the comic Army of Darkness versus Marvel Zombies, because I thought that was so interesting when I saw it, and I just wanted to know what you thought of it.
It's sort of like Ash versus Jason versus Freddy. We had a conversation about that with New Line Cinema, and it went kind of like this. Hi, we'd like to have Ash go up against Jason and Freddy. And we were like, great idea. Now Ash can kill both of them. And there was a big pause on the other end of the line. And they went, no, actually it can't. So we went, click. That was the entire conversation in a nutshell. Because if you can't kill those two losers, what's the point of being in it?
Hi, my name is Judith, and speaking of fans, just to let you know, I lined up at 1:30 this morning to be the first one online and camped out all night and have been here all day just for this panel.
Judith, I have a question for you. You don't look like an Evil Dead fan.
Yeah, die hard.
You look like a soccer mom, and I mean that with all due respect.
Yeah,
what the hell are you doing here?
I'm supposed to show you don't know the dark side of us soccer moms.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
The only downside is I had to choose between the panel and the signing because the two things were at the same time, and so I chose this because I'd have more face time with you guys and get to hear the stories. And because I'm kind of last to ask a question, most of my questions were answered, but my biggest fear on doing a remake is that, are people just doing it just for the sake of making a remake, or was there something that you guys really intended to do differently that you felt was missing from the first film? And you did kind of already answer that, so I just want to say thank you.
I might elaborate just a little bit. Personally, I enjoyed the fact that we could make this movie all the way through without stopping 5, 6, 7 times over a 4-year period. I enjoyed that in the special effects you can't see the green garden hose that's spewing the blood that comes out. I am pleased that we hired actors that had a thing called experience. I am pleased that none none of the equipment froze. No actors were injured.